Hello, and welcome to the English Listening Podcast. Today, you will listen to a long daily dialogue between a teacher and a student. Daily dialogues are very useful for learning English because they teach you natural sentences for real life. You learn how to ask questions, answer clearly, and continue a conversation politely. They also help you learn common classroom phrases and speaking patterns. For the best improvement, listen again and again. First, listen for meaning. Then, replay and repeat the sentences out loud. You can also shadow the speakers to copy pronunciation and rhythm. Repetition is important because it helps your brain remember daily expressions automatically. Now, let's begin. Good morning. Come in, please. How are you today?
Good morning, teacher. I'm okay, but I'm a little nervous.
That's normal. Why are you nervous?
Because I have a presentation today, and I'm not very confident.
I understand. Presentations can feel scary, but we can prepare together. What is your presentation about?
It's about my favorite hobby.
That's a good topic. What is your hobby?
My hobby is photography.
Nice. Photography is interesting and creative. How long have you been doing it?
For about 2 years.
Great. Do you take photos with a phone or a camera?
Mostly with my phone, but I also have a small camera.
Good. Phones are very useful today. Now, let's think about the structure. How will you start your presentation?
I want to say, hello everyone. Today I will talk about my hobby, photography.
Perfect. Then you can introduce why you like it. Why do you enjoy photography?
Because it helps me notice small details and it makes me feel calm.
That's a great sentence. You can say, photography helps me notice small details, and it makes me feel calm.
Okay, I'll use that.
Then you can give examples. What do you like to take photos of?
I like taking photos of nature, sunsets, and city streets.
Nice variety. Do you prefer taking photos alone or with friends?
Usually alone, but sometimes with friends.
Good. Now, what is the main problem you have with English during presentations?
Sometimes I forget words and I speak too slowly.
That's common. If you forget a word, you can use a simpler word or explain it in another way.
Can you give an example?
Sure. If you forget the word sunset, you can say the sun going down in the evening.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yes, communication is more important than perfect vocabulary.
That makes me feel better.
Also, speaking slowly is not always bad. It can be clear and easy to understand.
Really?
Yes, many good speakers speak slowly and clearly.
Okay.
Now, let's practice. Imagine you are in front of the class. Start your presentation.
Okay. Hello everyone. Today I will talk about my hobby, photography.
Good start. Continue.
Photography is important for me because it helps me notice small details and it makes me feel calm.
Excellent. That sentence is very good.
Thank you.
Now add a personal story. Can you describe a moment when you felt happy while taking photos?
Yes, last month I went to the beach and I took photos of the sunset.
Great. Continue.
The sky was orange and pink and the sea was quiet. I felt peaceful.
That's beautiful. Very good description.
Thanks, but I'm afraid my classmates will laugh at me.
Why would they laugh?
Because my pronunciation is not perfect.
It's okay. You are learning. Everyone makes mistakes. Mistakes are part of progress.
I know, but it still feels embarrassing.
I understand, but confidence grows when you practice. The more you speak, the easier it becomes.
That's true.
Also, your classmates are learning too. They should support you.
I hope so.
Let's work on pronunciation a little. Repeat after me. Photography.
Photography.
Good. Now, photographer.
Photographer.
Excellent. Now, I take photos.
I take photos.
Great. Now say, I take photos of nature.
I take photos of nature.
Perfect.
Teacher, can I ask a question?
Of course. Go ahead.
How can I speak more fluently? I stop a lot when I talk.
A good way is to use simple sentence patterns. For example, I like because, or in my opinion.
So I should repeat the same patterns?
Yes, repeating patterns helps fluency. You don't need difficult grammar to speak well.
That's good.
Another important way is reading aloud.
Reading aloud?
Yes, when you read aloud, you practice mouth movement and rhythm.
I never do that.
You can start with short texts. Even 1 minute a day helps.
Okay, I will try.
Also, listening and repeating daily dialogues is very helpful.
Like this podcast?
Exactly. Listen, repeat, and shadow. That builds speaking habits.
I'll do that.
Good. Now let's talk about classroom English. When you don't understand something, what can you say?
I can say, can you repeat, please?
Great. Another option is, can you say that again?
Can you say that again?
Perfect. And if you want to check meaning, you can say, what does this word mean?
What does this word mean?
Excellent. What if I don't know how to pronounce a word? You can ask, how do you pronounce this word?
How do you pronounce this word?
Very good. Teacher, sometimes I feel tired of studying English. What can I do? That's normal. Motivation goes up and down. Try to make learning enjoyable.
How?
Choose topics you like. Watch short videos, listen to stories, use English for your hobbies.
So I can learn English with photography?
Yes, for example, watch photography tutorials in English.
That sounds fun.
It is. When you enjoy the topic, you learn faster.
That makes sense.
Now, let's practice questions for your presentation. Your classmates may ask questions. Ready?
Yes.
Question 1. Why did you start photography?
I started photography because I wanted to capture memories.
Good answer. Question 2. What is your favorite place to take photos?
My favorite place is the beach, especially at sunset.
Great. Question 3. Do you edit your photos?
Yes, sometimes I edit them to improve the colors and brightness.
Very good. Your answers are clear.
Thank you. I feel more confident now.
I'm happy to hear that. Remember, confidence comes from practice.
Yes.
One last thing. Before your presentation, take a deep breath. Speak slowly. Make eye contact.
Okay.
And smile a little. Smiling helps you relax.
I'll try.
Great. You are ready.
Thank you, teacher. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Good luck. You will do well. That's the end of today's daily dialogue between a teacher and a student. Today, we practiced useful classroom English, presentation phrases, pronunciation practice, and speaking confidence. Remember, daily dialogues help you learn real-life sentence patterns. To improve faster, listen again and again, repeat out loud, and practice the same phrases in your own life. Repetition builds fluency step by step. Thank you for listening to the English Listening Podcast. Don't forget to like and follow. See you in the next episode.